Hello beautiful people. In today's video I'm going to be going over some palettes that I have here in my collection that I can't wait to dive into for fall. These are all relatively, some are new, some are old, but these are all palettes that I have in my collection that I dug through and I can't wait to use for the fall season like I just said. Sebastian is going to be a little bit of a rude bird in this video. This is probably the last video you're going to see in this setup as I'm moving to my new place in 2 days time. I wanted to film this before I moved just to get it up because I haven't filmed in a little bit. But without rambling on too far, let's get into the start of these palettes here that I want to talk to you about. The first two palettes I'm going to mention are what I have on my eyes today. They're a combination of two palettes. And the first one I'm going to mention is this Impulsive palette by Melt. I bought this palette last year. I actually bought it, returned it, and then bought it again when it was on sale because I didn't feel the quality of some of the shadows was worth the full price tag. So I love all of the mattes here on this side. It's this side here that the shimmers were just lacking. I kind of DIY'd my own little face covers here so they didn't transfer onto each other. I just glued the original plastic sheets into it. But some of these, like in here, these blues and these purples, they didn't really go on like I expected them to. So I ended up returning it. Then I saw that it went on sale for about half price. So I bought it because I really do enjoy these mattes. This is the color here that I have blown out in my outer corner. And I really love these greens and that really nice cinnamon shade. This Boss Lady color is really beautiful, and that like pinky red color is just beautiful. I am filming in natural light here, so I hope these are turning out as true to color as in real life. But this is the first palette that I couldn't wait to dive in for fall because it just screams colorful fall to me. I mean, you have some blues and greens here, which, I mean, don't quite represent fall. I guess they could, considering the sky is blue. But yeah, this palette is one that I'm really going to enjoy this fall. And where am I going to put these after I'm done? The second palette here is the Tati Beauty palette. Now I did do a review on this before saying I didn't 100% love it for various reasons. However, I do think that this palette is beautiful for the fall season. One common theme you're going to see or hear me say in all of these palettes is the consistent colors of like warm browns and oranges and can you make up your mind, please? But like, yeah, basically these colors and like burgundies I feel are very much a fall staple. So you're going to see those staple colors speckled in almost every single palette that I'm going to talk about. But there are other colors and things that I can't wait to use either. But today I used that color on my inner corner, and then I packed a combination of this glitter and this glitter over top of each other on the inner half of the lid, and that was my look for today. So can't wait to play with this palette for the bronzy glitters, the orange glitters, the gold glitters, and like basically like I haven't had a lot of opportunity to use this because it isn't exactly the colors that I go for on a daily basis, but I feel like fall is the perfect time to whip it out and start playing with those colors. The next palette that I'm going to talk about, some people hate it, some people like it, is the Anastasia Subculture palette. I like this palette. I have the patience to work with it. I feel like if you have the patience to work with it and you don't care about fallout in the pan, then you might like this palette. However, I do. I think I'm going to do my next Throwback Thursday with this palette. I have a couple ideas in mind with the burgundy colors. But again, you can see a theme. There's the burgundy, there's purples, there's the green, and there's the brown color and the nice yellow mustards. Got a little goldy green there too. I think this is a great palette for fall, and every single fall I can't wait to whip it out and start playing with it again. Not that I can't use it throughout the rest of the year, just I'm craving more different colors in the summer and the springtime. The next palette that I thought would, in my mind, is great for fall is the Anastasia Prism palette. Now I don't see very many people talking or using this anymore, then again it is an older palette, but I think this is a nice palette. If you take out, like I don't even know what color you would take out, like all these colors are great for fall. Like there's a nice mauve color, there's a orange color, there's a matte orange, there's a dark green, there's a gold, there's a brown, there's a purple, a bronze, cream color, all these colors I feel like, I mean, there's even like, what do you call that? Like a corally orange. I feel like you can see some of those colors in the fall leaves. As I was driving down the highway the other day, I was inspired by the different colors and the different shades of like orange and yellow that there is. And this, to me, is most definitely a fall palette. I cannot wait to whip it out and start creating looks with it. The next one here that I consider a fall palette is another Anastasia palette. It's the Jackie Aina palette. Now, you may not look at this initially and think fall, because you do have, you know, the pink, and you do have that color there. You may not think of fall, but everything else, like you have your, what is this called? What color is that? It's like a coppery or a coppery reddy orange. You have your, like the goldy color here. I feel like purples are nice for fall. I seen a couple purple leaves there the other day, which made me, you know, think fall. You have like a darker burgundy color, a gold, a green, and again, your brown and your orangey warm rust shades. So to me, this is definitely a fall palette if you just take away the pink and maybe that gold. But I mean, it does add to the look and just kind of like, you know, I don't want to say change it up, but I think it helps you be creative when it comes to fall makeup looks. So this palette definitely for me is a fall palette. Moving on to a different brand, I'm going to mention, oh, I should have mentioned this with the Melt Cosmetics, but oh well. I'm not going to tip this too far because one of the shadows is smashed in it, so I have to be very careful with it, but I think this palette is beautiful for fall. It has the most beautiful, that's the color that's really broken, I don't really want to tilt it too far, but you have this awesome mustard shade, you have this really pretty like pukey greeny, it's just gorgeous. You have green here, you have a khaki green here, and then you have the black, and then you are moving again into the brown shades and the warm oranges, and then this Lorelei color is a really pretty orangey brown. It's just really, really nice. So I think this palette is beautiful for fall, and I can't wait to play with these colors here. I haven't actually ever really played with these colors, and maybe I should delve into that because I am feeling more into the browny, warm brown looks lately, that I can maybe incorporate other colors just to make it more me. I'm not one for a solid neutral look. I do like to play with color, as you know if you've been following me on my channel. Part of the reason why I love fall makeup is it's a chance to incorporate the colors that I like in with different colors for the season. Like for summer there was, you know, the bright yellows, there was, you know, corally oranges and pinks and stuff like that, and I like to play with like different like greens and teals and turquoises with those kind of colors. So what am I trying to say? The different color combinations you can get with the different seasons is what I like to do. It gives me a fresh perspective on color. Alright, and the next one here is going to be the Morphe palette with Jaclyn Hill. Now, originally I wasn't going to put this in, but then I thought definitely for sure, because again, you have burgundy, you have a purple, you have a dark brown, you have a an orangey, what is this color? I'm drawing a blank on like the names of colors right now. It's like a, what is it? It's like a pinky, reddy, you know, that kind of color. And then of course you have the purple, and you have a cool tone mauve, as well as some cooler tone pinks and a warmer purple with a gold shift to it. You may not look at this and immediately think fall, but if you really break it down, look at each individual colors and what's outside on the leaves and, you know, out there, I think this definitely up fall's alley. Now the next stack that I have here is my Natasha Denona stack, which is quite extensive because I love her palettes. I have quite a few of them is what I realized, and I'm just going to get down with it. The first one here I have is the mini gold palette. This kind of speaks for itself. You have the golds, you have the greens, perfect for fall. I love it. I think I just shattered this one here. I just went to pick it up and it has a bit of a crack in the corner. I had to push it down. But golds and greens is just, you know, screams fall. The next palette here that I have is one of my newer ones that I absolutely love. Natasha Denona brought this out for summer, but I thoroughly believe that this bronze palette is like, I can see how she wanted it to be summer. I can definitely see the warmth, and I can picture, you know, these colors on a warm summer night. But I do believe that this transitions perfectly seamlessly into fall looks. I just love all these warm copper and bronze tones, and I cannot wait to mix and match these with some of the greens that I have and other golds that I have and stuff like that. I just can't wait to play more with these colors here. I look at this palette and it makes me warm inside. Like, I love it. It's so beautiful. I know people said that there wasn't enough variation between the shades, but for me there is just enough that I can see why she put them all in together. Like, this whole bottom row is like my favorite. When I wear Gloaming, I can see a difference between Palladium and Bliss, and even these different copper and bronze shades here on the eyelid, I can definitely tell the undertones of them are different. Like, this one has a little bit of a green shift to it. That one has more of a copper orange. Silk and True Bronze, they have different finishes to it. So I truly love this palette and I wouldn't change anything about it. Except for maybe add a highlight color, but to me, I have other highlight colors that I use every day, so that doesn't matter to me one little bit. The next palette here is the Natasha Denona Gold palette. This is a fall staple, in my opinion. You have this teal shade, which, I mean, if you look outside, you don't really see teal on the leaves, but I guess it is a fall color because it's a rich jewel tone, and like I said, the sky is blue. But you have your browns, you have golds. Here you have different finishes of the gold. What am I trying to say here? Like you have the toppers, and then you have more of a, what is this finish? Why am I drawing a blank today? Metallic finish here. And then you have more of a sheens, not sheens, but just like a smoother finish, like pearl finish. Anyways, I'm just getting over cold, guys, so my head is a little bit foggy. But yeah, this palette, can't wait to use it. Screams fall. Another one. This is like, when I think fall, this is the first one that comes into my head. The Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. Like, oh, this just makes my heart happy when I look at this. Like, the those coppers. Yeah, coppers. You have some more golds in here. You have greens. You have khakis. You have these like greeny browns that I love, and then of course the oranges here. You have some blues if you want to play with blues. This palette, like, I want to get way more use out of it. I want to use more of these colors here up in the corner. This one here, I think one of the first looks I did with this season was something with the khaki colors. Khaki and that copper color, just beautiful together. So that is my next favorite that I can't wait to play with. And then to finish off the Natasha Denona kind of, what am I trying to say? The Natasha Denona theme or brand, I'm going to throw in my green-brown palette because, hello, green-brown, fall. Yeah, it works. I don't use this as often anymore as I would like, but I do want to start getting back into it again. And this is the perfect season to do so. I love this antiqued, is this called antique? Yeah, antique olive shade that is so beautiful that I really want to play with. And you have blues in there to switch it up, or, you know, incorporate other colors in there. I just love it. When I go away, I use this color in my crease, so this palette does come with me when I do travel. Not that I'm traveling a lot, but, you know, when I do. Oh, and this sienna shade here. I know this is included in one of her 5-pan palettes. I forget which one it is. I will leave it on the screen here, but that color is gorgeous. Alright, rounding it off with a couple more palettes here. I'm going to include one more for sure, and I have 3 maybes that, if you think outside the box, they're definitely fall palettes. But the last one on my fall palette for sure list is the Huda Beauty Topaz Obsessions. I mean, as you can see here, the theme that I told you about at the beginning of the video. Browns, warm oranges, gold, mustard. It's a great little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9-pan palette. Wow. Great at math there. But as you can see, this here is a beautiful fall palette. Again, this same thing I say with every palette that I've said. I can't wait to create some looks here with this and incorporate this with other palettes. That's my favorite thing to do. I don't like to stick with one palette, as pretty much you all know if you watch my videos. I do like to go into several palettes when I'm creating my look at one time. Alright, and now down to the last 3 palettes here that I included as maybes. Alright, the first one is going to be the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. Now, of course, you probably don't think fall when you hear this palette, but you have your khaki green, you have this trust fund and this rose gold that are fall colors, you have that gold color there, you have a couple more golds down here, you also have your warm browns at the very bottom as well as some reds here, and a nice little purple if you want to go more the warmer route. I think this is a beautiful fall palette. And I haven't seen anyone mention this palette yet in their fall picks, so I want to be different and throw it in because I think that this is a beautiful fall palette. I mean, again, take out the pink, you don't have to use the pinks, but you can if you want to switch it up. But yeah, comment below and tell me if you think that any of these last three palettes you would consider a fall palette, because I most definitely do. The next one here is definitely probably on the maybe not really fall, but again, if you break it down, you have oranges, you have yellows, you have deeper oranges, you have bronze colors, you have those warm red orange shades, you have a burgundy-ish shade. I think purple is a fall color because I've seen purple in the leaves. But other than that, like if you take out, like, you know, the warmer colors, but you can even mix those in. Like, I think this is a fall palette. For sure, you can create a beautiful fall look out of this, you know, another burgundy shade down there. Even if you mix this in with a different palette, you could definitely consider this a fall palette, I think. I mean, if you cover up that, maybe cover up maybe that one there, but even then, like, I think it goes with it. You even have, like, a lighter gold here. So, yeah, I think this could be considered a fall palette. If you really, you know, this is probably stretching it thin, but there are definitely fall colors in here. And I would love to give this palette some more love because I love this palette. And the last palette that I want to talk about is from Pat McGrath, and it is the Bronze Seduction. And the reason why I consider this a fall palette, because I think this shade, this shade, this shade, this shade, and this shade, and I think the rose gold too, and that greeny gold, I think those are fall colors. Therefore, I think this is a fall palette. It is a beautiful palette. I want to get more use out of it. So that is why I included it in my fall palette selection. Now, comment below and let me know if this palette, the Huda Beauty, or the Natasha Denona Sunrise palette are palettes that you would consider fall palettes, because I'd like to know if I'm alone in my opinion or if I'm not. Alright guys, that is going to be it for my video of fall palettes that I cannot wait to use. Go through your collection and see what you already have. You don't have to buy new palettes, you know, to get the latest, trendiest fall vibes. You can, you know, pull together some warm oranges and some golds and some greens and some burgundies from what you already have, and there you go, voila, you got some fall looks. Anyways, I will be back maybe next week. Like I said, I'm moving this weekend. I do want to put up some more content fall related. I have a couple videos in mind that I want to put up. But thank you guys so much for watching, and you guys will see me in my next video. Bye!